Most of the time they just use because most of them wanted to encash that marketability of liposome, and some of them unfortunately don't know how to do it. So they think they produce liposome. But the problem here is that lack of scientific clarity on producing the liposome or assessing the liposome. I'm Dr. Sriraj Gopi, Managing Director of Atomin Innovation Group and Molecules Biolabs. Vitamin C is an excellent nutritional ingredient. As you know, traditionally has been used for many applications. But due to its instability in various formats, we need a proper delivery to increase the bioavailability, to increase the stability. And that's what Metazome Vitamin C exactly doing. Main problem is integrity, whether it's a proper liposome or not. That's a big challenge what we are facing right now in the market. It's the same. Metazome is a liposome. Why we call Metazome is to distinguish between a so-called liposome and a proper liposome. So Metazome is invented basically from a traditional liquid liposome to a more stable version of dry liposomal system or liposomal powder by our innovations. I recently wrote a book that is what Small Bubble, Big Impact. This is like a bubble. It's a very delicate structure. It's a very complex structure. So you need to handle it very carefully. We handled it carefully and delivered it nicely to prove a proper liposomal structure, to prove the bioavailability, to prove the bioefficacy, and then the versatility of that ingredient. If you have an excellent ingredient which is so bitter, it's not possible to adopt into any food matrices, you fail. So what we have done, we created the scientific integrity for the liposome, we created the clinical efficacy for the liposome, and we create application adaptability for the Metazome Vitamin C. So this is exactly the reason majority of them never put the effort and scientific strength to make a proper liposomal structure. There are so many. It's not just a single step that is contributing. The main thing is you need to assess every step. So for example, you need to assess the zeta potential of that particular system. You need to measure the temp of the system. And holistically, you need to measure everything. And the most critical when it is coming to the solid liposome is to maintain the structure of the spherical bilayer structure when you convert from the liquid phase to the powder phase, which is very critical because most of the people end up being a blend of phospholipids if they use phospholipids and the active and some excipients most of the time. The key missing step here is maintaining the bilayer structure of the liposome, and that's very critical. We have even studied it. So most of the time, shelf life study is intended to measure the active concentration over a period of time. So when you call a liposome or vitamin C tablet for a shelf life study of 2 years, we assess the active concentration on 0th day and when you finish the assessment. But what we have done is also the liposomal stability on day 0. We even measured the so-called liposomal assessment test, temp, SEM, DLS, zeta potential. And at the end of the day, we have also assessed the liposomal stability to understand whether the liposome are stable at the end of the shelf life. So Metazome is fairly stable for entire shelf life. Even the distribution is fairly stable. So we have already developed several formulations. So I think we have fairly expanded. So including all the vitamins, minerals including iron, magnesium, manganese, zinc, all these, and even the phytoactives like curcumin, resveratrol, quercetin, and combination of several actives in one single liposome. So Metazome is a versatile platform which can accommodate several actives at once, starting from non-polar to mid-polar to highly polar ingredients. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm really excited to see the new product that you launched with Metazome Vitamin C, and I tasted it. It's very delicious and I feel really energized. Thank you for this collaboration.